Okay, lesson 2, subtracting whole numbers. So your page should match mine. There are, again, 3 rules I would like you to write down. Number 1, same as adding, line up place value positions. Okay, so knowing your place value positions is super, super important. 2, start, so this is the same as the adding, start at the right. Okay, you're starting with the ones position, the ones, and move to the left. Okay, go this way. Again, opposite reading. 3, some borrowing. Borrowing gets tricky. Once you figure out the rules, it's pretty easy. Okay, so borrow if the top digit is smaller than the bottom digit. Okay, and that's if you're writing them down, stacking them. For example, I see this as an issue a lot. If I write it like this, 21 minus 4, okay, so it's written like that, and it wants to know the answer. Sometimes I'll see people swap them, okay? And I just always remind you, like, you're an English-speaking human, so you read this number first, therefore this is the top, okay? So you wouldn't ever put the 4 and on top and then the 28, because that's not what it's asking you, okay? You didn't need to write that down. Just making scribbles. So this is the first number, so he is the top of your subtraction. And I would stack them, it makes it easier for sure. Okay, you always start with your right hand, your ones. I have 8 minus 4. Okay, and a little trick is I always count upwards. I usually add, I don't usually subtract, I usually add. So I always say, what do I need to add to 4 to get to 8? And then I can use my fingers. So I go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, hopefully you didn't have to count that out, but if you did, there's a difference of 4. Okay, moving on to your tens, it's 10 minus, there's nothing there. So it's just 2. I think I said 10. Sorry, 2. 2 minus nothing is just 2. So it's 24. Okay, let's get something a little bit trickier maybe. Let's do 42 minus 8. Okay, this one would satisfy this third rule here. If the top digit is smaller than the bottom, this 2 is definitely smaller than the 8. So I know I'm going to have to do something called borrowing. So let's practice. I cannot go 2 minus 8. I don't have enough numbers. So I take 1 from the next place values. So I go 1 less here. So this is now going to be 3. And I would write all this up above. And then I add a 10, which means I'm really just adding a 1 in front, because 2 plus 10 is 12, right? So I just add a 1 in front is what I'm doing. I'm adding 10 to that next place value. So now 12 minus 8, well, I can do that. Again, I start with my smaller number and I count up. I don't actually do subtraction, I just do addition. It's so much easier. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this is 4. And then 3, this is actually a 3 here, remember, it's no longer 4. So 3 minus, there's nothing here, so 3 minus 0 is 3. So that's 34. Okay, next question. Let's do another one like that. Let's do 53. Oh, but let's make it, yes. Let's make it a 2-digit subtract a 2-digit. Okay. So again, I'm satisfying my third thing here, this third rule. The top digit is smaller. This 3 is definitely smaller than the 7. So I need to borrow. My 5 is going to become a 4, right? 1 less here, 10 more here. So 3 plus 10, 13. Again, remember, it's just adding a 1 in front. Now, I always start with my smaller number and I count up. I don't like I could take set 13, I could count backwards. I just find that you're more likely to mess up that way. You're way less likely to mess up by adding. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, count it up. That was a difference of 6. Moving on to your tens place, 4 minus 2, that's 2. The answer is 26. Let's do one with a double borrow. Then that's it. So you got 100 minus 52. Again, lining up all my place values, right? All my ones are lined up on the right-hand side. Okay. 0, definitely smaller than the 2. So I'm gonna have to borrow. But here's the thing. I can't borrow from here because it has nothing to give. So I actually like double borrow here. Borrow from there. 1 minus 1 is 0. There's no longer anything here. This becomes a 10, right? But now he needed to borrow from the 10. So he's going to be 9. Okay, so now he gets to be a 10. So I just keep taking less and less however many times I need to borrow. So now 10 minus 2, this is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Work your way up to the 9. That was 4. So 100 minus 52, that's 48. Okay, on to your practice questions on the next page, and then your IXLs.